Hello and welcome back to another live review video of another 2017 gun model. This is the RPK Mark III. So this is the third iteration of an RPK that I would be making. I think I should actually check it really quick. By for once going to ojthemeister.weebly.com. Back to my website, which also should be updated sometime soon. Oh man, yeah, it's really bad right now. Let's go to light machine guns and click on the RPK. I don't think I've updated it with. Ooh, I have. So this would be the first version over here, and this is the second version over here. And then we get into the third version, which was this one, which would make this one the fourth version. So the fourth version has to go beside it. Now then, let's come up here to this. What particularly makes this a little bit different from this one is a little bit of the dust cover. You can see that the dust cover's changed. This was a 4-stud wide design with these on the bottom to kind of make it look more appropriate. That's been changed. The safety lever's been changed. This magazine was a 2-stud wide magazine. These handguards were both 4-stud wide. Those have been changed to the bottom one's 5-stud wide now. This is 4-stud still. Grip has been changed to 3-stud, and then the stock was redesigned slightly, as well as the dust cover and a little bit of the receiver. So now this is what we have. It looks a lot more clean, a lot better. So the stock itself has been slightly redesigned. It's got a small butt plate on it. Nice cheese wedges. I wanted to use an upside down method of going through here so we could have the cheese slopes on top and bottom. I also wanted to get in some sideways building here or upside down building to use these particular pieces here because this represents the curve down really well from the top of the stock. So all of this is just nicely sloped coming up into the back of the receiver. Again, this is a redesigned receiver. It's a little bit more flat in most places, and then the grip itself is only 3 studs wide instead of 4, which is really nice. I really like it. Working trigger, working magazine release, both pretty standard on the AK. Working fire selector, it does move up and down. Currently in the safe position, you can move it down to get into, move it down once to full auto, move it down twice to semi-auto. Because this is a light machine gun, I suspect there's going to be a lot of burst firing going on in the full auto mode. Dust cover, like I said before, has been remade into a 5-stud wide dust cover with nice curves through it. Standard adjusting sights, you just slide this lever back and forth and it'll be fine. This trunnion piece right here is 3 studs wide into a 4-stud wide base with an area large enough right here to accept a 3-stud wide magazine. You can see it just barely clear, which is really nice. This locks into place by rocking in just above these pieces here. You can see this little lip right here. And then right about here-ish on the actual magazine itself. So you pull this magazine release and then you can strip out your magazine. The RPK takes 40 round magazines, so this is just a 40 round magazine. This is a 3-stud wide magazine. It narrows down to 2 studs wide in front and then a 4-stud wide base down here, basically with how these side plates work. It's basically 4 studs. So pretty awesome stud transitions going on through here that just gets a lot more accurate looking to the in real life model. Standard bolt and charging handle. You can actually see the top of the magazine right here. So this actually could theoretically feed if you put a spring inside the magazine and let the bullet go. You have your takedown lever here. It does not actually work, though this model does technically field ship the way that it's supposed to, and stuff like that. So yeah, this could actually work in real life if you really wanted it to. This lower handguard right here is built upside down and right side up, so that it's a total of 5 studs wide, so it barely sticks out of the 4-stud wide body back here and accepts the curves on bottom, so it's nice and comfortable in your hand. And then you have a small gap up here on top, so that with a 4-stud wide top handguard here, it's nice and good looking. And of course you have your little barrel section pin thing here. You get into your barrel, which is just a heavier AK barrel, standard gas block going back through here. You have your cleaning rod down here, and then you have your bipod up here as well. So basically how this bipod would work is a couple different, a rubber band system that kind of works off of tension. So you would hook a rubber band on this exposed plate here and another rubber band on the back end of this. And because that rubber band is nice and straight, as you can see, it's mostly straight here, it would hold the bipod kind of in this position. It'd probably be in a slight angle up, but it'd basically be in this position because the rubber band is always going to want to be in the closest position that it can, the smallest. So if you stretch out a rubber band, it's going to try to go to what it was before, which was smaller because you're making it bigger. I think that says Privyet, but I'm not entirely sure. So unfortunately, I don't speak any Russian. So if the rubber band is trying to contract, it will hold this like so. That said, if you were to take and unfold this by moving it down like so, it would lock into position here and here. And that would hold it nice and straight. Of course, it's straight right now, but there is a piece here that does allow it to move outwards into a nice 45-degree angle. And then the actual feet itself can be folded flat as well. So then you get just a real nice, easy. Whoa, that was interesting. Let's not ever do that again. So you can fold this out to actually get a bipod up and running. You probably, I don't think it would ever go like this, this far. I think you would basically stay a little bit more straight than this, like right about here-ish. So the magazine's not touching the ground. So yeah. That's pretty much it for the RPK MK.IV. This file is actually named incorrectly. This is the MK.IV because I've already, according to my website, made a MK.III. It's right here. And this is the older designed AK receiver that I used. So now we do have a MK.IV that could go beside it. I appreciate you being on my stream for a long time. I really do. So that's pretty much it for this review video of the RPK MK.IV, not MK.III, as I originally said. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to comment and subscribe for another YouTube video sometime later.